What will you say to a woman who is stuck, and I will ask him to, or a man who is stuck in a sexless marriage, 2-3 years, and there is no sexual intimacy? Do you advise them to stay, or do you advise them to walk?
Is this mic on? Okay, sir. So I'll submit to you, sir. As the head of our home, sir. Surface.
Can't want me this one.
Okay. I think, first of all, thank you, Pastor Larry, for the opportunity. Thank you. I think that the problem is that's not the real problem. Because not having sex is just an offshoot of the real issues. So if we're asking them to break the marriage just on the fact that they don't have sex, that would be bad counsel. So we need to sit down and find out what the real issues are. Are they friends? Are we having a great relationship, just talking, but we're not sexually attracted to each other? If we're not sexually attracted to each other, has it always been? Did it just start? Was it after kids? Are there kids? Is it that things have just gone cold? So if it's that things have gone cold and they're still friends, but it's just that there's either no time or we just don't feel amorous towards each other. Yeah, that happens. There are cases 2-3 years, cases we're dealing with like 2-3 years. So it depends, maybe children. If you've had a baby, usually a woman knows that your life is shut down for at least a minimum of 2 years because the child is hanging on to you for 2 years. So she may easily forget that the man needs her as well. In fact, at some point that almost happened. Not sexually. It just almost happened that I was paying a lot of attention to my son. When I had my last baby, he was always with us, always, and boys are different from girls. Boys eat more than girls. So he was constant, and I do, exclusive. So at some point, my husband just came one day and said, today this boy is moving to the next room.
I drive him. Move, my friend. When you marry a woman, you can be sucking forever. Not here. My friend, move. Your time, your rent is over.
And the honest truth was I didn't notice. I didn't notice that I was giving him so much attention. Because, he's a boy, so he would constantly be between us. He was family planning. So I was not really thinking about that. Yes, if we wanted to have sex, of course, yes, I would send him away. But for a few minutes, before he's back, my husband said, I know as I pay for this wife, this boy cannot come out. When he marry you, you go and do anyhow. So I had to, him telling me made me more conscious. So I had to have him start sleeping with someone in the next room. Then maybe in the middle of the night I express those kind of things. But I now started paying more attention. I was now conscious. But that's because our friendship was still at a very good level. So we could talk. We're talking. He would tease me about it sometimes. That, this boy don't come. You don't get boyfriend now. Things like that. It started dropping. So, like I said, I don't think it's just the sex. Are they still friends? Then if it is just that, we're friends, but there's just no time, then we have to consciously make time. Intimacy doesn't just happen. It's something that you have to work out. You have to be intentional about intimacy. It's not just going to happen. The way you felt about each other the first year might not be the way you feel about each other 3 years down the line. It will definitely not be the way you feel about each other when they're kids. You'll be tired. If you have young children, you'll be very tired all the time. You are doing homework, you're answering questions. And if you married a man who is not hands-on, you're going to do it all alone. So, of course, in the night, you want to sleep. Then you now come and put hand on your back and say, honey, I won't sleep. I better no verse. So I think that is something that they have to be intentional about. So, like I said, there are a lot of other questions we need to ask to be able to really answer this question. But of course, Pastor K has the Spirit of God at deeper levels. So maybe there are things he knows that.
Was it a woman that asked the question? Yes. He was just trying to, but I think it was a woman that asked the question. Okay. Interestingly, it's not an uncommon case at all. But really, like my wife said, to give a good answer, we need more information. Has it always been like that? There are cases we've dealt with where it has always been like that. So there's no bringing back to where we used to be. There was nothing we used to be. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. There's some cases where, we had a great sex life, then it has waned. So what we're now trying to do in this case is bring them back to what was exciting them then that needs to excite them now. Do you understand? But if there's nothing to bring us back to, we never existed, then that's a problem that has been long existing. So it's either the guy has generally a low libido. There are some people that have incredibly low libido. So that might need some medical assistance in terms of getting his libido back up. All right, there are drugs for that and they're experts on that. So you need to get his libido back. Now, if it's that libido was good, but now he feels she has added weight. Or, he feels she has added weight. Or, for some reason he's not just attracted. Then we need to go into what do you term attraction? What is going on in that man's life? Is he watching porn? Is he focusing on something else? Because the way life works, and this is why all the things in the Bible, they are not laws for God. They are laws to protect us. When God said don't watch pornography, it's not because God doesn't want you to have cruise. It's because that watching pornography also damages some other aspects of your life that you can't change. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So if you're watching pornography, what that means is that you will start to lose attraction for your spouse. Because you are gaining, your attraction is one. If you're focusing it on these models that are not real, you can't focus the same attraction on your wife that is real, that has given birth to 4 children. Her body is not going to be like this woman's, so these women have not given birth, or at least they are cosmetic. Somebody getting what I'm saying? So there are many things we'll look at. Is he involving, that man is not having sex. Is it like he's not having sex anywhere at all? Because some men, this is why the men are having sex at home. It's because they're having sex somewhere. So there are too many factors that we need to look at. And do they even have a marriage outside of this sex? There was somebody I counseled. I do virtual counseling globally. So there are people that book sessions to do counseling. There was somebody that got counseled from abroad. She said she has been married for a short time, 1 or 2 years. And the husband doesn't want to have sex with her. Doesn't have sex. We were talking so much about sex. Meanwhile, in the other conversation with the counseling, she was mentioning that the man has gay tendencies. The man also is cheating. Many other things. And I said, you seem to be more concerned about him having sex with you. What you need to be concerned about is these other things going on. Is things going on that is affecting the sex. Sex is not the problem. You are concerned about. So I was trying to get that. So is it that if he has sex with you, he can go ahead with these other things? Because I could see that they didn't have a marriage. They were not talking. They were not working together. The man was not bringing money home. He was making contact with other girls. He was even making contact with guys and male dating apps. So I said, you have a bigger problem. Him sleeping with you is not the problem.
Smallest problem.
It's the smallest part of the problem. So most of the time we're focused on the symptoms, not on the sickness. Fever is symptom. There's something causing the fever. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. If we treat the fever, it will come back again because the real thing causing it is there. So if there's no marriage, in some cases there's no marriage. It's not sex, they don't have marriage. But if they have a marriage, and the issue is that the guy is not just sexual, that is good. We'll build on whatever is causing it because there's a marriage. There's some cases where there's no marriage. They are not talking. They are not working together. They do know nothing is going on. No marriage. Sex is not our problem. No marriage. So if it's no marriage, if it's a serious case of no marriage, in those kind of cases, there are very few times people have no choice but to live a marriage. It's not something we encourage. It's not something we pray for. But the truth is that there are times when that's your option. It might be tough, but the honest truth is that I can't tell somebody to stay permanently in something that is sinking. At the end of the day, it might affect the person's. See people commit suicide, people kill, and some people, the children they even raise because they stayed in something they shouldn't have stayed in. Those ones now also go out and wreak havoc again because those children too are not well, they're also affected by that. So it takes more details, Sha. That's what we're saying, to get to the crux of the matter. I hope that was helpful a bit.
Thank you.